Hey SheEngineer audience, welcome back to another episode where we come to empower, encourage, motivate the next generation and to share as women in engineering. Today's episode is another eye-opening one, I would like to say. It gives us more of the realization that engineering is not all about wake up in the morning, go to site, put up a house and come back home. Today with me is a namesake. Did you know what namesake? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Today with me is a namesake. Yeah, I have to show off about that. She's called Owomugisha Julian. It's nice to see Owomugisha's doing great things.
Yeah.
It's really great. Julian is a civil engineer by profession. That is the most of the introduction I'm going to do about Julian, so I can let her tell us more about herself. You're welcome. I'm so glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
And if you could tell our audience a little more about yourself, what you do, what you studied, where you're from, then we can dive into the video.
Thank you for having me. I'm really delighted to be on your show. My name is Owomugisha Julian. I'm a civil engineer by profession. I did my civil engineering from Makerere University. What I currently do is I'm into the carbon credits world, generation of carbon credits. So I'm into understanding the carbon market, which Uganda just released its regulations early this year in the first quarter. So really I'm trying to familiarize myself with the regulations part and how the carbon market in Uganda will work. And also I'm an air quality activist. Yeah, professionally that's really much about me.
Yep, I'm sure when she was saying carbon credits, a part of us might have been confused. So basically what Julian does is she is raising awareness of the air quality in Kampala. So far you've done Kampala only?
Yeah, currently we are mainly in Kampala.
How I found Julian, once again, LinkedIn. Before I even go further in this video, I want to pull out the importance of sharing the work that you do on a daily on such professional platforms, because it contributes heavily to your journey and your career. It really, really does. It shows people what you're doing. It makes people understand the importance of what you're doing. It helps a person or to know that they need your services.
Yeah.
So it's really great to put out your knowledge, put out your experiences, preferably on the professional platforms. But these days, really on any social media platform, just like Deborah advised us in the previous video. So, I don't even know where to begin from with your journey, because it's different, it's unique. Maybe if you could take us through how you moved from pursuing civil engineering, and how you developed the interest in air quality and the entire journey to where you are today.
Okay. Air quality, the carbon world, all that I do now really has a background of civil engineering. In my case, as early as year 2, I had already decided what I was interested in. Anyone who has done the civil engineering course, we really dig into literally every aspect of engineering. The geotechnical part, the construction, the structures part, public health part, water resources, highways. Really, we delve into all the sectors of civil engineering. But uniquely, I would say, because not so many people really by year 2 know where they want to delve into. I had already decided. I'm going to do anything related to water. So year 2 really you're doing hydrology and hydraulics, relatable things, design of road drainage structures, culverts and the like, very relatable information. So I'm like, no, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do this. Even my internship, it was in roads, except you don't dictate what you want to do at internship. but then you, in your mind, you know, I'm here because this,
I'm interested in this part.
yeah, I want road drainage. So year 3 comes, water resources engineering comes in. Even year 4, you're doing some bit of water resources. I'm like, oh, there is a bit of hydropolitics. Water has politics in it. And given my leadership background, I was the vice president of Makerere Engineering Society as early as year 2. So I'm like, okay, I get to use a bit of my leadership and my civil engineering knowledge if I go into the water resources engineering world. Because then you're looking at catchments. Catchments can even flow into other countries. So that's how hydropolitics comes in. I'm like, okay, I think it kind of relates really to the hydrology and hydraulics. So I can flow into water resources engineering. I want to be a water resources engineer. So yeah, I'm like, we have settled for this. Even when I was looking for my first job, when you're looking for jobs, there are so many civil engineering jobs out there. Structures, geotechnical work, pavement engineering work, so much work. But really, opportunities were before me, structures, blah, 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 but no. If it's not hydrology and hydraulics or anything water related,
Girl, you stood your ground.
yeah. And I feel like, okay, it's a bit of rigid, but it gives you a stand because our field is very, very broad. You cannot deeply delve into each one of them and have the knowledge and be an expert in everything. So 1 month out of university, I had already gotten my job in the water resources sector. The company I worked for was designing solar powered water supply systems in the East. I was employed as a site engineer. I was managing around 5 sites. So it was really not exactly what I want. When I started doing the work, it didn't.
You didn't feel satisfied.
I didn't feel like that is what I was looking for. But still, it had the water element. It had our intakes were, for example, there's a project I was running, and the intake was the Nile. So we are tapping water from the Nile. The Nile is shared by various countries. So there is an element to the documents you're going to submit in regards to this sector that have an element of hydropolitics. So I'm like, okay, I can learn something from this project. So I ran those 5 sites, and after that I'm like, no, I'm not learning. This is not I don't feel it. It doesn't get to my bones. So I applied for another job. This time I'm like, okay, let me go to hydrology and hydraulics, because looks like work related around water resources, catchment based work is a bit hard to get on my own. So yeah, I get into another company, and now I'm into road drainage, hydrology and hydraulics. It gives me a very good, that workplace, really, I liked that workplace. I don't know that it's okay to mention it here, given that I'm in another workplace now, but yeah, it really gave me
to appreciate.
Yeah, I was with Atro A&M, formerly Mott MacDonald. It really gave me a very, very good background of GIS. So, because now with GIS, when we are doing it at campus, we don't dig deep into it. We don't.
Actually, what I can say about civil engineering, most of the times, we don't dig deep into anything. It's until you decide that I'm taking this route that you now actually dig deep. What they give you is an appreciation,
yes,
of your role as a civil engineer in that particular thing. That is because I remember we did a bit of thermodynamics.
Oh yeah.
We did a bit of look for another
chemistry, chemical engineering.
Yes, we're doing chemistry thing, and you're like, now what do I do? What do I leave? But really, they were giving us surface.
Yeah.
Surface to pick to I think, like, pull out your interest in something. So when you decide, okay, now I want to go into this, then you delve. I think where they try to go into detail is structure.
That's true.
And roads.
That's true.
And highways. The others, they just brush around it to give you a good understanding of that concept, and the rest is really up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so at my job, when I got really a deep understanding of GIS, and I think really that's where my passion, I was really passionate about climate related work, because I would always cry about, I'm like, you guys, we are leaving nothing for our children. The planet is going to sink us all. By the time our children come, their life has already declined by 30. You know, you're born, but let's say you were meant to live for 70. It just by being born, your life has been cut by 30 years. So I was already, you know, passionate about that, but GIS really gave me a background on how deeply I can actually relate what the environment is facing. Like, you can model these climate issues, look into the future, and around that, it gets to your bones. It gets to your bones, and you want to act upon it. You want to, how do we get better from this? Yeah, so really, now that you ask me, I'd actually never realized this, but getting that GIS analysis, that GIS background, is what really pushed me deep into my climate activism work. But also there, really, I did a lot of road drainage, very interesting work, designing culverts, designing drainage channels. Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Yeah, so from I getting into GIS is how I really felt it just opened up, like, get into this climate world. When the air quality work came in, I was ready. So, and even now with my new job, when the carbon credits work came in, it was like, bring it on. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
Let's get it rolling. Yeah.
So now, what I want to know, I would like to understand how you made your decision to do civil engineering in particular.
Okay.
And I would also like you to tell us your expectation versus what you are actually experiencing right now.
Okay. So my decision to do civil engineering is really, really funny, because growing up, my father was running a construction firm, and civil engineers had big cars. Okay, in my mind, I was young. Yes, those cars were really big, fancy, and for me that meant they are rich. So I'm like, oh, I want to be rich, so I'll do civil engineering. And fortunately, I was really good with the sciences, math, physics, blah blah blah, all that. Okay, throughout primary, even throughout high school, the sciences came easy, even the arts. In fact, when it came to A-level, I was confused. I was like, do I do, because I also love acting. I really love acting. People who know me from primary and high school know that,
It was also your stronghold.
yeah. So now I get to jump into A-level. I'm like, should I do medicine? Should I do engineering? I was really, really confused. But then there was this other image. I've seen civil engineers drive big cars.
Yeah, man.
They are rich. I want to be rich. Yeah, so that was really one big motivation. And now the bit of being able to do sciences easily, it really was an added advantage. I didn't have to overthink about that. Yeah, and now that I'm in the field, I mean, we are new in the field. Really, I think the future is bright. The future is bright. Yeah, the future is bright. We are going to make the money.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. So how are you finding the reality? Like, when you were entering engineering school, is that something you were picturing, and now do you feel like it's actually playing out too?
I feel like civil engineering is hard. Okay, some say it's easy, but I'm going to be realistic. It's so broad, it's so big. Everything they pump you up in the 4 years, it's just too much especially for some of us who want to, you delve deep. If you introduce me to structures, I want to dig deeply and understand them fully. If you introduce me to geotechnical work, I want to dig deeply. And so for people like me, it becomes just too much. How am I supposed to feed all this, pump all this into my brain in just 4 years. So it comes off as hard, yet it's really, I would say it's easy.
Me, when I was joining campus, I had this thing of, when I become a civil engineer, now I'm going to be going to the site. Now I put up buildings, I build house 1, house 2, house 3. Basically, me, I was building in my head when I was
You're already a structure engineer.
Structure engineer delivering roads. Then when I got into the course, perspective said changing. I wasn't enjoying structures in school. I wanted roads more. Yeah. Now during school, my expectation was, now when I come out, I want to be working on roads, putting layer after layer, running tests, doing what. Basically, that was my head. I wasn't even looking at the drainage part. Mine was on the construction of the road itself. Now when I came out, my reality is completely different. You get?
Yeah.
Like I'm in quality. Like I had never even pictured that there is a sector called quality.
Quality,
yeah.
sure.
So now for you, when you were going into civil, did you have a certain picture, and how did it come out?
Okay, now I would say I was a bit lucky. Aside me knowing that there is structural engineering, I had my siblings who were in UNRA then, so I knew that also highway engineers. So my mind had already shifted from the fact that civil engineers are structural engineers. I got to know earlier that there are other elements in civil engineering that I'm going to find out. So I entered the course with a very open mind. Like I was so open-minded. I was not stuck on anything. So even getting out into the field, really, because I already knew what I wanted. So my experience when I got out, because generally I'm an open-minded person, except now, okay, I'm stuck on the water.
No, you just found what gave you satisfaction.
Yeah. So even when I got out, really, because I already knew water is what I'm going for. I'd already built my knowledge a bit of how the water sector in civil engineering works. So my expectations and what I made were really a bit the same, except of course in the technical world, really. It was really pretty much the same, my expectations and the reality.
Oh, that's really great. That's good to know. You know, most of us, to be honest, me, I feel like when I first joined engineering school, the girl that walked into civil engineering class on day 1 is not the person I am today.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, she had different visions. She had different expectations. She had limited knowledge. My God, I was a bit too ignorant.
I think all of us are when we really are joining the class.
All I knew is, I believe I can do this course. I have interest in engineering. I'm not sure what engineering I want to be particular about, but I had been informed. I don't even remember who that brilliant person was, by the way, that informed me, but someone informed me that civil engineering is the most broad engineering.
It is.
So I was, in my head, I had crammed, I am going to do civil because it's broad. I will decide along the way what I want to be particular on. But truly, in my mind, if you ask me what my expectation was, I was expecting to become those engineers that build houses, because everyone they called engineer in my life that I saw was
a
building.
structure, yeah.
They were building. So I just had this in my head that become an engineer, you build. I did know it was broad, but broad in one perspective. There I was very ignorant. Did I do so much research about it? No. I just went in live and then said, I'm like, oh, why are we studying this module? Why are we studying this course unit? What is it going to help me? But with time, I later on realized this is what they meant. This is the breadth they were talking about. So now it's up to me to pick where I'm comfortable. Yeah. Now, you've been doing some very interesting work in air quality.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. I don't want to even talk about it. I feel like I'll not bring it out right. So if you could tell us, first of all, how it started and how it's going at the moment.
Yeah, so this air quality work, I'm doing it with Public Square East Africa. It's really just a think tank, just a group of people brainstorming ideas on how we can better our country, how we can better ourselves. So it has quite a number of arms: the climate change arm, the political change, the political activism arm. There are around 4, but I'm going to really just focus on the climate because we want to go into air quality. So how we started this air quality work, it's really just a conversation amongst us on a round table. It was obvious really that air quality is bad, because sometimes you breathe in and you can feel it. You don't even need a device to measure, but of course now with us engineers, we need to relate with numbers in order to speak up.
To show the problem.
Yes. So we started this conversation like, guys, the air is bad, but so what? So how do we move from, yes, we know the air is bad, to something tangible that people can relate with, that even maybe the government can jump on, the responsible organizations, NEMA and the like. So of course we have quite a number of people on the team. We have Melina, she's a professor from New York University. She's like, guys, I'm going to provide with you an air quality monitor. Like, okay, bring it on. So it is a very portable device. I have it on my bag. Very portable device. She sent the air quality monitor, and we're like, so guys, we can start campaigns, and the major aim of our campaigns is to inform, to make people aware of the air they are breathing. Because usually when people can own up, that they can understand, first of all, if they understand the numbers you're communicating, they can own up the numbers, and they will be air quality ambassadors without you even pushing them, because you've given them a platform where they understand and now they own up the numbers. So we started this campaign. We involved runners on board, because most of us really in the air quality awareness campaign group are runners and walkers. So the first instinct was, let's do runs, and along the runs we shall have our air quality device taking the measuring the air we are breathing in during our walk or run, and after that we shall do a small poster report. On our run, our average air quality was this, the highest was this, and this is what it means. So we start, I think the very first one was with the Joy Walker. So some people know the Joy Walker community. It is a large walking community group. So they were the first guys that jumped on it. Then we had people like Raymond Mujuni jump on it. Then I did the third one, the first video really, which is what really nailed it on our pages, on our socials, on our LinkedIn, where I did a run from Kampala to Luwero. I started from Acacia, then found my way to Luwero. I wanted to do 60 kilometers in particular, but also I was looking at the trend. I wanted to pass on a message, the trend, as you get away from Kampala, do you see what happens?
That was smart.
Yeah. So I do my walk, we post out the video, the poster that shows everything, and we get people talking. We get people in the comments, how do we be part of this? How did we get here? Most importantly, how do we jump off from this curve? Yeah, and like we kept organizing those walks, runs, visiting markets. And in visiting markets, you're talking to these women in the markets, but most importantly, you want them to feel the data. You teach them, for example, PM2. Like when we're measuring air quality, the air quality index, we mainly focus on PM2.5 and PM10. According to the World Health Organization, the limits for PM2.5 is 15 micrograms per meter cubed, and that for PM10 is 40. So above that, you are breathing in very unhealthy air. So you get to these women in the market, you are telling them this, now I struggle with Luganda, but you make sure You make sure you're speaking whatever Luganda you can, so that this lady knows why she's coughing while she's cooking. She knows why her child is coughing at night. Because you have these conversations with these people, and after a given level of conversation, now you realize you're not understanding each other, even if there is a bit of language barrier-ish. You know, she's like, my child literally has cough January to December. But remember, said this person working in the market and cooking in the market using charcoal or firewood, because our cooking methods in Kampala are the largest causes of poor air quality.
Yes, so, I agree with you.
Yeah, aside her breathing that in the market, or sometimes carrying her child to the market where she is breathing all that plus her child, even at home it's the same. They are using the same cooking methods. The house is poorly ventilated. So there is a lot of indoor pollution they are incurring, and a lot of outdoor pollution they are incurring. So if you find my Kalere Market video, there is this lady, I really love her. Kalere Market, where thousands work, eat and breathe poison daily. Today, I'll be working with my friend Nakato Martha, who is also a vendor in the market. We are measuring what really fills the air between the tomatoes, the Rolex stands and the border exhaust. Just one Rolex grill hits 85 micrograms per meter cubed of PM 2.5. Now multiply that by 50 plus stalls. These workers breathe at least 7 cigarettes worth of toxins per shift. The border stage is ground zero, 112 micrograms per meter cubed, PM 2.5, and 210 micrograms per meter cubed, PM 10. That metallic test, that's lead and diesel particles scarring lungs. This afternoon burn, over 800 micrograms per meter cubed, PM 2.5. For context, Chernobyl's exclusion zone hit 800. No mask can block this.
I cough badly in the night, but the doctor tells me it's normal. But I know it, the dirty air we breathe.
Kalere doesn't need pity. The solution isn't to stop cooking, but to stop poisoning ourselves while we do it. The recipe doesn't need to change, the fire does. She gave me time, she understood it, and by the time we got to, concluding, she told me, now I know why my daughter coughs. I loved it. It was the best. I felt so such. I'm like, she knows what we are talking about. She knows that when now NEMA, the way now NEMA is posting, like today, the PM 2.5 in, let's say, Kampala was, let's say, 25. She knows it's above 15. So today we were in danger. My child was in danger. So such a person effortlessly becomes an air quality ambassador. And when they see now, like the time the Daily Monitor, there's a time the Daily Monitor posted our air quality story. Now when someone sees such a headline, they understand. They can eagerly tell their colleague at the market, you see that value, that is a very high value, and we are choking on it. So at a time when now we are campaigning for solutions, this is someone who will eagerly jump onto it like, yes, we need solutions to the air quality crisis in Kampala. Because we are dying. I know why I'm choking every time I'm cooking. I know why my child is coughing at night. So our main really aim is let the community own up the data, so that collectively we can seek for solutions and also campaign wider and louder to the organizations really responsible, NEMA and the like, to let's curb this down. Let's curb this down.
I've been seeing I think I have a friend who has, I don't know if it's his, but he has been advertising a lot of briquettes. Yeah? And me, every time I see these briquettes, of course I get intrigued, like, briquettes. But the problem is now my living situation doesn't need charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but every time I get a chance to get that screenshot and share it to my family members, I don't waste it. And I feel like they don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm not looking at first of all, they're affordable.
Yeah.
More affordable than a charcoal.
That's true.
Secondly, I appreciate how much of an environmental impact they will have compared to the charcoal we are consistently using. First of all, charcoal affects us in two ways.
Yeah.
One, deforestation, you're affecting the environment.
Yeah.
Secondly, the fumes it produces are very toxic, and people have just not been made aware enough of the environmental danger we are in, and that is why they will bypass cheap briquettes and go straight to purchase a more expensive sack of charcoal.
Yeah.
They are longer lasting.
That's
they burn
true.
for longer. They are cheaper to purchase. They are not affecting the environment. I'm not saying the only reason behind people sticking to charcoal is the lack of awareness.
Yeah, they're ignorant about.
They're ignorant about the effect. They're ignorant about what's actually already happening to us. That's why when I saw your LinkedIn, I was like, what this girl is doing is so good, because there are very many people in Uganda that have created solutions. The problem is the lack of awareness. And as engineers, we are the kind of people who will sit and design a solution that will be irrelevant if the people we are designing it for do not appreciate their need for it.
That's true.
So I have seen a number of people do briquettes and things of the kind. We appreciate the work they are doing, but we need to first accept where is the problem.
Yeah.
The lack of awareness.
The knowledge gap.
The knowledge gap. That is exactly what. So that's why when I look at your account, I'm like, what these people are doing is so brilliant. Like, we thank them for informing people. Like, please make people aware. I was having an interaction with a gentleman who told me the best thing about your channel is that it's showing people more the bigger side to engineering. Most people, when they think of engineering, their minds are limited to a few things.
To numbers.
Yes. So now it's like when someone sees through your video from the start to the end, they leave when they've learned a new angle of engineering and its impact and how they can use it in their personal lives as laymen. So what we've come to accept is the ignorance. The lady I hosted previously, she mainly does content creation on geotechnical. Her reason being the same. People need to know. That's why I felt like you were the best feature to come after hers. The awareness raising that both of you are doing. Hers is in geotechnical. People don't know that you need to first test soils before you start building your grandmother's house in a village. They just come and put up a house. So people don't know these things, but she's doing awareness through her TikTok, through her LinkedIn, so I appreciated the content creation thing, and it helped me remember your post, because I'd been seeing your posts. Then I remembered, I'm like, there's another lady that's also doing awareness on something. And you know, for most people, they think that, I don't know how to explain this thing. Me, I'm always here to show you people that women have a unique angle, of contribution to this engineering field. There's a lady I spoke to that said, our power as women is our emotional intelligence. Something men that does not come natural to men. So for men, their minds may focus so hard on, we need a solution. They've seen the problem and they are focusing on, we want to fix this problem. So using my knowledge, how can I fix the problem? Hence the creation of briquettes. He has solved a problem, a very big problem. However, people are not purchasing the briquettes. Now it's going to morale kill the moment people are not purchasing these briquettes. You're going to be feeling like, so now why am I efforting? I'm trying to help people, but they're not appreciating it because they are not aware. And it's so brilliant that the first people I have met that are doing awareness are ladies. Like,
there's something I'm trying to recall in water resources engineering 1. The characteristics of water resources, and the third characteristic directly relates water resources to the girl child. It's really, really interesting when you bring out that aspect of women in engineering and how we come in. sorry to say, we don't have to do the hard things. We can do the hard things.
Yeah.
We can do the hard things, but we don't need to do them.
You actually do not.
We do not need to do them.
And for many people, what I've noticed from my experience is people will hurry to want to tag the women as like they are a disadvantage because they are a reduction in physical strength. We understand the job is a bit laborious, so physical strength, you'd rather gather 10 men than collect 10 women, because the 10 men may be more effective than the 10 women. But are you looking at the bigger picture? Are you really looking at the bigger picture by only focusing on physical strength? So really, that is for me where I feel like it's a real strength we hold over men in this field. Like they win us when it comes to the physical. There we accept, we can take a step back, we can do something, we cannot match up to it. However, when it comes to the other side of being a woman, the emotional intelligence, the ability to sit and be like, people need to know. Like the market lady needs to know. For her to accept tomorrow and wake up and buy a cheaper set of briquettes, it's because she had a conversation with Julian who showed her the potential effect, like that. Actually, she's already experiencing the effects of her charcoal, her firewood, on herself, on her child, on the environment. If people don't know, it doesn't matter how many solutions we bring on board as engineers, no one is going to take them up. No one, absolutely. Also, another thing I've noticed, when you look like at people that construction, buildings, whenever a design happens, it's until people see it that they now want it. They've been made aware that houses can now be built like this, and now suddenly they want the other. Exactly. So awareness, it's so key. And the truth is, as engineers, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do, especially in the designing of the solutions. We don't hurry to notice and appreciate the fact that whether we develop these solutions or not, if the people we are developing them for don't know,
it's pointless.
So pointless.
That's true.
I think the one gentleman I've seen that does good awareness on LinkedIn is Dr. Apollo.
Oh yeah, Dr. Apollo Bulejaya.
Oh my God, the man is doing great things, because if you know you ever plan to build a house, if you're not an engineer, just follow that guy on LinkedIn, because he'll give you so much exposure to different aspects in engineering. He'll even help you understand the confusion of the different infrastructure in Kampala. He's a critic. Some people feel like he comes hard on, but he drives a message. He drives a very important technical message, and he's doing awareness, which most of us are not doing. We sit in office, do our things, go to site, do our things, and move on with life without giving people knowledge about what we are doing.
That's true.
So that's really nice. Now, if I would take us back to the purpose of this video, we normally do these videos to encourage young girls, and also share challenges as women that are already in the field and everything. But now, let's first focus on the young girls. What advice would you give to a young girl that is considering doing engineering? From your experience, from what you've gone through and what you've seen and what you now know, what advice would you give her?
To any young girl out there joining, I think some joined this August. They're actually in orientation.
Joined.
And those considering to do civil engineering. It's a very, I want to say, it's a very interesting field, very broad. So you get to really choose what you want to be and where exactly you want to be. Just have to keep an open mind. Of course, for years, we have known, or we have been told, it's a male field. And even in your classes, in your lecture rooms, you realize the ratio of male to female is probably 5 to 1.
You're sweet.
Or 10 to 1. So, yes. But what I would tell any girl out there is it's a doable field. Do not lose yourself along the way, because you are surrounded by so much testosterone. You now feel like you have to be a man to do to be a civil engineer. No, you can be a woman, you can be in your full feminine stature and do civil engineering. It's a journey. I would tell any young lady to do not compete with yourself. Compete with yourself. Are you better than you were last semester? Are you understanding the field as you go throughout your journey from year 1 to year 2? Are you understanding the field better? Once you learn to learn that the field is broad and you can do it alone as a young lady, without saying how is male X doing it, how is male A, B, C, D doing it, the comparisons, it will help you enjoy your journey and identify your strength earlier, because again, the field is really broad and it can get really complicated once you want to jump on everything. So be patient with yourself. Know that you can do this field that has for long been a male-centered field. You can do it in your full feminine stature. And mostly be patient. Do not try to be a man in order to do a field, because that's what culture has taught us. And pray to God, be humble, because the field, there's so many young ladies in this field. So when you enter the field, there is that need to I'm doing something not so many are doing. You could lose yourself along the way. And with numbers, from experience, with numbers you have to be calm and you have to take it slow, otherwise you lose the numbers, you fail to understand the numbers. So be humble, pray to God. God is really critical along everyone's journey, our career life or what, because we need guidance. I'm a Christian, so really in everything I do I feel like I need God's guidance. My career life, I need an upper hand to guide me. And also get mentors. Get someone, if you identify something you're interested in, find someone who is doing what you're interested in, know how they have gotten there, be open to criticism, be open to guidance so that you can learn and be a better person in general. And also, I'm also a health enthusiast. So please exercise. You're going to leave your lecture rooms really early, really late, yet you've entered them really early. So have an exercise routine. Either early morning or after your lectures, do a simple walk or simple run so that you keep your, how do I call them? You keep your mind sharp. I'm just forgetting the word I wanted to use, but let exercise be part of something you're doing aside this hard engineering stuff.
Okay, that's nice advice. It's really great advice, especially the one that caught me is the one where you said something about compete with yourself and not with your male counterparts. That thing can hold you back. Like I already said, I don't think God ever created anything equal to the other in this life.
No.
There is something they will be good at. There is something you will be good at. You see, even within the men themselves, they can't compete with each other.
Can I jump in there? You realize that in our field, we have more males in the structural engineering world, and we have more females in the water resources. But you will realize we are not equal, and this field is hard. We're really not equal. You can't be the same. Even within the men, there's something a fellow man can do and something the other one can't do. And now here you are, you're putting yourself on pressure to be like all the males you've seen in this field. Until when, my sister? Until where? Because it's now bringing you down. Instead of building on your strengths, these things might even be your weaknesses, but you're trying to turn them into your strength just because the other guy is good at it. It's not helping you. It's really not. So that was really amazing advice for the ladies. Now, there's something I would like to understand. You mentioned something about how when you began this air quality thing, you guys were sitting like at a round table and whatnot. So how has it developed so far? When did you start it? Do you feel like it's a fast development? If so, why? So How this air quality thing is growing. Or, of course, initially people were skeptical, like, what if I jump on it and it doesn't get anywhere? What if? What if? And we're like, no, it doesn't matter. For us, we love this thing. Let's do it. So I think it's now a month and a half or 2 months us doing this work. Really, so when we started, clearly so many people were ignorant about the air we breathe. I think when we did that very first video of my run, or the 60-kilometer run, is when we got, and I realized it's just a matter of how do you communicate this. It has to be communicated in a way that people want to be part of it, people want to own it up. Because we got so much engagement after that run. Like, we got so many people wanting to partner. We got people wanting to have us on their webinars. Our colleagues had to go to Nairobi regarding the same to talk about air quality. I've been on really now many webinars in regards to air quality, to talk about air quality and how can we get away from this. So the journey from when we started to, let's say, today, I can say we have quite a number of citizens who have picked interest in understanding the air they breathe and also moving towards solutions. We have e-mobility companies wanting to jump on board to, like, yes, we are a solution, but then how, because we are a solution, but how do we jump into this and make sure that our solution is being implemented?
Because they saw a problem, created a solution, and didn't recognize that awareness was lacking. So no one is going to appreciate it. We'll give an example. Me, these days, I've taken a few electric bodas, and we pass by, sometimes they'll pass by someplace in Ntinda because they want to get a new battery. So I had a conversation with one of them and I asked him, is this more affordable than the fuel? He said, yes, it's actually very much more affordable.
Yeah, it is.
And then I asked, so why are people still using the fuel powered
knowledge gaps?
Yeah, and then he's like, I want to take money. Meaning, people do not know.
Wow.
And I told him, why weren't you telling your friends? He's like, are you getting? So that goes to show that even if you create your solution, give 5, 10, 15 samples and hope for them to be an ambassador. If they are not actually delivering the potential, the communication of the potential impact of not adapting this solution, people will not appreciate it. They will really not. It is really sad to see.
So now having these e-mobility companies come on board, we are, aside us telling people there is a problem, guys, we now come into the solution. We are not part of the solution through awareness. We are now getting to a point where we are telling, because we churn out a lot of bodas per day, per week, per month in Uganda. A lot of fuel bodas. But we say this is a problem. It's a problem that needs to be resolved, that needs a solution. So now we get to be part of the solution in the e-mobility world. So at a point when we start some of these campaigns on how can we shift from these bodas that are polluting the environment, because on average a boda produces around 5.7 kilograms of carbon dioxide per day. I think we have over 1 million bodas in Kampala alone. So really combining that, I don't want to go into all that. That's too much. So now once we get into that kind of awareness of being part of the solution, that will be like, I can say the campaign has shifted.
So do you think that your initiative is going to develop into something like a company, an NGO, whatnot?
I would say it's already an NGO.
Okay.
It's already a non-profit organization. Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. So our take home from this would be that you don't always have to seek employment. From everything you have studied in school, you people, there is something there is something that you can do that is new, that can get you into rooms. You don't have to hope that a certain construction company gives you a job. Since I began this channel, it has really shown me that you actually need to get up, believe in the problem you're solving, believe in the solution you're putting on board.
That's true.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
Day by day, step by step. Before you know it, it's really blossoming into something big. Julian clearly says that they began this thing as, it was a mere round table discussion.
Yeah.
A round table discussion. And here we are having a full NGO. Here we are having organizations that are interested in delivering solutions, reaching out to them, companies reaching out to them. So I think it's a wiser thing to focus on solving a problem than to focus on earning money. I recently was watching a video of some young gentleman on YouTube that goes around cities where only the very wealthy live, and he asks them how they got here. And I remember in one of the videos, there is a gentleman that said, other than making a business based off of what people need or want, focus on building your business on something that solves a problem that people are facing. That is the business that is going to explode. Not this one that comes with once. This sort of once may be a seasonal one.
Yeah, that's true.
It will even be the season, and then next season nobody ever wants it again.
That's true.
Something of need, people may not be appreciating that they need this thing.
That's
but
true.
where people are already seeing a problem, and you're actually now bringing a solution, your business is going to move miles. I was like, oh my God, that was something so brilliant this man just shared. So I'm really seeing that this is ideally what you're doing, because you said this thing a month ago.
A month or a month and a half.
A month and a half. This thing is so young, and it has already moved miles.
Yeah.
It has caught attention on different levels.
That's
People have
true.
started businesses, and they're still fighting with them for 5 years to reach the level of recognition your initiative has gotten in such a short period of time. So I really see what that man was saying coming to play, like solve a problem and you will see that to actually get you far. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Now, on to our fellow engineers, the people that are with us in this field. Being that we are working in a male-dominated field, of course there are challenges we experience. There's things that you go through and you feel like, this would have been a bit easier if I were a man. Or maybe this thing would have never knocked at my door if I were a man.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes you may feel like, I feel like I wish I was just a man, so I can just fit in naturally and enjoy my job and enjoy my profession without trying. So different people have shared with us different challenges. I normally want just one challenge from each lady that I host. I don't even care if it's one that someone previously told me. I just need one challenge, like the one that stands out the most for you. And for you to tell us, how are you maneuvering it? How are you going around it? Have you solved it? Are you now comfortable? Is it no longer a challenge? Is it still a challenge? How are you going about it?
Actually, my biggest challenge is not the male. Like I told you, I don't compete. I compete with myself. So my biggest challenge are actually the people we work with in the engineering field that are not engineers. Because most do, they have a woman engineer. I don't know. It gives them the chills. I don't know.
It feels like, because I think I get what you're saying. I think I understand it. Because it feels like when you enter a room and then you say, I'm an engineer, the reaction you get from fellow ladies, it usually feels something like, you know, like this.
Yeah.
Woman, Vanaga, don't make it about you. Like
So
me, I just did
it's,
it because I liked.
Yeah. So I it's something I've faced for some time, but then with time, I ignore you because you don't pay my salary. I don't know you. You don't know me, so I ignore you. But it's like month working with them, they now really understand what they get to know. Oh, she actually does the work. She does the work. So they also now start. They now really, it sticks to that. It gets in their mind. Oh, she's actually an engineer. She does the work. So yeah, that's really my biggest challenge. Initially, when it happens, I'm like, really?
Like,
I feel like I'm not even a feminist, but really that's why feminism is here, for me to be appreciative of the fact that you're the head of the sociology team, and for you to be appreciative of the fact that, oh, she's an engineer doing XYZ on this project. But now when we get into the same space and now you're looking at me like you do it. So it loses meaning, but you know, you're like, it's fine. Let's work. As we work, you'll either find out. If you don't, that's on you. I don't care.
I understand that energy you're talking about.
Yeah.
I really get it. Me, other than the fact that I even had ladies sitting me down and telling me before I started engineering, you're not going to manage this course. This course is for men. Sherry, it needs men. You'll never be there for your family. And you could see the angle from which they were coming.
Yeah.
I was appreciating them. It's just that they were not realizing that me, I have a passion for this thing. That's why I'm pushing for it. Like, I like it. These other things you're telling me, I don't think I'm interested in doing Owomugisha Julian or in actuarial science. I really didn't have a heart for them. I felt like there were things that were going to bore me. They were going to make studying my degree very hard. I really wanted something that I liked. And I really felt I had grown an attachment towards engineering. For me, it was something that started a little, like around my O-level. Actually, I wanted to be an architect when I was in P7. You can imagine. So I already had an angle of life I was eyeing. And here you are meeting me, let me see, P7 to S6 back, those are 6 years later, and you think you're going to change my mind. It really wasn't going to work. So they didn't manage to change my mind. But even then, when you come into the real world, and you're in a space, and the fellow women in the room get to know that you're an engineer. There is a sense of judgment you feel from them. They may not even say it,
but the eyes alone, the reaction,
the way they act around you, the way you really feel like they're trying to make you seem like you're not a part of that. Like if there was a clique in office, there are chances you're going to be the last lady to fit into that clique.
That's very true.
Yeah, so it's not fair energy. And I know that I have ladies who are not engineers who watch my channel. So what I can say is, guys, it's already enough that in the male field alone you will enter a room and people will be like, what's this woman doing here? You also cannot be a part of these people. You get, as fellow women, you cannot be a part of the people that make us feel like we're doing something out of the ordinary. First of all, it's very normal. As much as compared to the men we are few, there are very many women out there that are actually in this field. For us that are in here slowly by slowly, especially now me with this SheEngineer thing, I've met many. Every day I'm like, kumbe we are this many. Kumbe we have all these female engineers. You get, like, I keep getting shocked because I also feel like even as ourselves as women in engineering, we hide a little too much. It's like we feel like and I think it stems from that energy you get from people every time you say what you do.
Every time you sit at an interview panel and
there's that energy you get, and now all of a sudden you feel like it's better if people don't know what I do. So you're a very brilliant woman, you're doing smart work. Sometimes you do the work and even let your male colleague take the accolades just because you don't want people to be doing, like, really, like, you feel like that reaction is worse than people not knowing that you are the brilliant mind behind this work. So there's a way ladies are under the they're hiding. It's like unintentional hiding that is happening that I feel like shouldn't be, because why are we hiding? For me, it took me, actually, if you watch my first video on this channel, I clearly say that what made me feel like this is important, starting this YouTube channel, was when I realized that I had started feeling embarrassed of telling people what I do for a living. It's not supposed to be embarrassing to do engineering.
No.
But weirdly, I felt embarrassed about it because of the reactions I always got every time I told someone I'm an engineer.
You're in field. You're in Kamali for field.
And then someone is like, so you wear that hard hat and everything. You climb. Like, what's wrong with climbing? There are ladders, there are scaffolds. It's not like I don't know. And plus, when I'm climbing, I'm dressed for the climbing. It's not like somebody is going to see me in a dress climbing. You know, you show somebody your photo and to prove to them, like, yeah, man, you put on these things and you walk, and they're like, you look like a man. And you see, in these reactions, they feel like they're just talking, but they don't realize they're doing something to you internally.
That's true.
Which is what contributes to ladies in this field wanting to hide.
Be like men. Either hide or now they want to appear like, oh, to do this thing I have to be like
to
a
look
man.
like them.
That's why when you ask me about the advice to young girls, it's one thing. Anytime anyone asks me, I make sure I pass it on.
Like you don't need.
You can be in your full feminine
but you
stature
see what
and do the
happens,
work.
because me, I've experienced it. Outside, someone is going to ask you, but why you're always wearing lip gloss? Yes, because the sun we are under is affecting my lips.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let you think that lip gloss is about beauty and then make me feel like I should stop wearing my lip gloss. Yet it's actually having an impact on my lips.
Yeah.
So what is the problem? Because it won't be normal, which is still okay for a lady to choose to wear her lipstick to sight.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't find it convenient. Because of the sunshine,
Yeah.
I'd rather have lip therapy and keep on renewing it because I feel like it's helping my lips really.
Yeah.
But I don't find a problem with a lady doing it. There's a gentleman that one time told me, oh, we had a lady here. She used to come to site wearing pink boots. I'm like, let me ask you a question. Were these boots not protecting her legs? Because it would be a problem if they were just fashion designer.
Yeah.
But they are actually doing the job. The
Yeah.
same job your boots are doing. So how does the pink boot qualify her, already put her in the category, oh, not again, that be so like, no, just no, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's awkwardly unfair. It's not okay. It's already enough what we face amongst our peers. It's not okay for fellow women to make us feel like we are outsiders because of the profession we chose.
That's true.
That's why me these days, I'll tell somebody, yes, I put on my clothes, I go to site, and when you meet me out of sight,
I'm a different human being.
You're not going to know that I stand under that sunshine for almost 18 hours in a day when I'm trying to work on site.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to embody a male
stature to be an engineer.
feel like I'm fitting into the realm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has really been insightful. It has been so great. I love what you're doing with air quality. I've loved the advice you've given. I can tell you're still a very young engineer.
Yeah.
But you're moving miles. I like people like you on this show. You only show people that you don't need first work 9 years before you're actually doing something
just
great.
tell me, okay, I've worked for 3 years, but I graduated last year.
But even then, because you see, there's a way you start. If this kind of initiative only brings the ladies that have been in the field for 10 years, then it's making the younger ones feel like, I have first to be in the shadows for 10 years.
True, that's true.
Yeah, you don't need to really. Just be smart about it.
Yeah.
The moment you come out of school, your journey can just skyrocket through the roof, even faster than some of us really. Because for me, I knew that I needed years to begin doing supernatural things. Even before starting the channel, I was hesitant because I felt like it should be somebody that has experienced a little more than I've experienced. Until I realized, but it's other people sharing their stories. It's not me always sharing my story, so it's okay to host and ladies share. So I like having people like you on this show. It's so great. I really pray for your air quality thing to go so far because it's so important.
Yeah, thank you.
So otherwise, this has really been so nice. Thanks for coming for the for the shoot today. Thanks for empowering these young girls. But don't stop here. Would appreciate if you could mentor someone. Yeah, you have something over a lady that's in higher one. You have something over a girl that's in high school but is eyeing this career. So you could hold a hand or two. So I always encourage people, please mentor. Let's create a space for fellow women in engineering to mentor the younger generation of women and girls in engineering. It helps us curb some of the challenges we face. Yeah, and be smart about how we approach them, especially like if I've gone through it, she'll go through it better with my advice. So on that note, I'll be attaching Julian's social media accounts that she'll share with me. So if you feel like she's the perfect mentor for you, please reach out to her. And you know, me now I have done the turning of the key in the car. So the rest will be between you and Julian. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to a lady who you think could benefit from this. Also, men, man. There's a lot of air quality knowledge in this video. It's great for everyone. Thanks for logging in. See you guys in the next video.